you know what? I'm a servant, right? I consider myself to be a humble servant of humanity. And I feel as if the best way to get involved, whether it starts off you receiving any type of financial stipends or not, but being a volunteer. Like if you're in a place where you're really wanting to know, wanting to gain wisdom and knowledge, or just wanting to work your way up some type of ladder, like volunteering, your time and energy is everything for me. When I first started volunteering at the farm, I was volunteering just because, I don't know, it was something in my soul that had been pulling on me coming to the soil for the longest. And then I met Eugene, and it was just something that was aligned, and the timing was perfect. And I came out to Good Shepherd, and I knew this was where I was supposed to be. And through me volunteering, I was coming out every single day before work. And what I was gaining is like I would leave and I would feel so alive, you know? And I didn't have the words to really articulate what was happening, but I knew it was right. And through me being a volunteer, I've met so many beautiful, magical, essential, imperative beings, you know? And as I continue to grow and evolve myself, as I'm learning how to work with the soil through volunteering, my visions came together, you know, things started to unfold for me. So, and that started from being a servant, you know, and that I still am. So I think it's really imperative to be okay with volunteering and wanting to just serve in nature, you know. So from my personal perspective and experience, it comes from wanting to volunteer, you know. So just coming with pure intentions and wanting to help out, and things just magically unfold in the most mystical way. Yeah, and that's just coming from, I'm like a professional servant. That's what I consider myself. So if you're trying to get into the food system, I say start there, and things are just waiting for you, you know, because it's all about the action part as well. I can honestly say too, I feel like I realized a lot of things about myself. I felt like I was lazy, I realized, because you don't, sitting in an office all day sending emails or sitting in this climate controlled building opposed to being outside really having to use your mind and your physical body is a completely different experience, you know. So it's so much that you can gain from that perspective. So I would say, yeah, volunteer. You know, it's okay to do things for free because you're receiving something always, actually. So it's really not for free, because the way you're being nourished is beyond fathomable. You know, it's beyond. So yeah, that's it.
Mom,
Yes.
let go.
Huh? You ready to go? Just a moment. What up, guys? I'm Sharnita, and this is Zyke. Say peace. Or not. I feel like I'm coming back into my activation of knowing that I am nature, right? And in me relearning of what I'm embodied fully of has brought me magical beings and teachers and experiences that have helped to reactivate the truth that the soil is the answer, right? So is the conversation being had about what the answer is and how we can regenerate and reconnect what's real? I think it's starting to happen again. We're having these conversations, but actually taking the action to fully manifest the real healing of humanity. Yes, since becoming a mother, I had to really sit back and ask myself, like, what is it that I want to create for my family, you know? And what I wish I had growing up was a farm or a garden for me to learn how to grow my own food, because now that I'm an adult, so they say, I'm realizing the basic essentials of thriving in life is growing and building and being able to properly articulate and communicate with the rest of the world, right? And when I'm hanging out in the woods with my friends, that's what we're talking about. We're constantly trying to re-identify and trying to identify with who we are as nature, right? And I feel like it's so essential because this young guy here, he knows it all already. He knows it. So yeah. So I think it's essential for us to remember and to regain and reactivate because we are the soil. We are the soil. And we forget, so we become malnourished, right? We become malnourished. So it's a matter of remembering that the minerals and the vitamins and the love that we're missing is in mama. Is in mama. And we always hear the term like get to know yourself, know thyself, but what does that really mean? We say all these terms and these phrases, but we never really precisely break down what we're saying. And I can honestly say within, you ready to go? Yeah. One moment, babe. I can honestly say that hanging with Eugene, I call him Professor X, and my Nene, Nicole, I remember one day we were sitting at the radio cafe and you guys asked, who are you? And I'm like, I don't know who I am. I don't know. And you were like, well, you'll find out, right? And this is how I found out. This is how I found out. Now I brought forth life and he knows. So I want to keep him connected in the knowing, you know? Yeah. How would my child make money as a grower? Okay, so from where I am now, I'm going to answer this question to the best of my ability. I would say we would gather our family and we would talk about investing in some land. And in us talking about investing in some land, we could strategically plot out what we're going to grow, and what byproducts we can make from it as well. And also really getting to know your community and finding out what there's a need for and going from there and getting really creative. But how do you become a lucrative farmer besides just going to farmers markets and selling to restaurants or just selling more? Are you just selling more of the produce?